it's playing with our emotions. It's playing with our attention. We're in the attention economy now.
What are we putting into social media and what is it giving back? And it doesn't give back anything. I think people's vibrational energy is lower when they're entranced in social media, entranced in pornography. Like, you're not vibrating at the level that is your highest self.
You and I are both very intentional with our attention.
Right.
And how because there is an attack by social media, I feel like, in essence, like the algorithms, like it's playing with our emotions. It's playing with our attention. And we're in the attention economy now, right? I mean, I'm learning how to like do shorts and how to create content, and just coming into that, I'm getting to understand even more how all this plays into psychology. So it's cool how right before this podcast, you're telling me how you have grayscale on your phone. I know personally, I don't have any push notifications to my phone. Do you have like a list or certain techniques that you have for maintaining your attention or creating that guard around your mind?
Yeah, for sure. So I have an Instagram account. I don't have the Instagram app. I like you said, I put my phone on grayscale. So if people knew how the phones were designed scientifically, like you mentioned, the algorithms to draw your attention and to suck your attention and create temporary dopamine hits and mess with you, like I said, physiologically, psychologically, in a way that's not healthy, right? And those dopamine hits are so short-lived and so temporary. Pornography, same thing. Like, it's so pervasive in culture, but like, it's just so bad for men. Like, it's just really, really bad for them, for what, you know, where men need to go. And that's not a religious outtake. That's just like, to me, like, that's more of just looking at it from a little bit more of like a genealogical like output. Like, what are we putting into pornography? What are we putting into social media? And what is it giving back? Okay. And it doesn't give back anything. There's something called the tragedy of the commons, which is like a theory about society. When it overconsumes, then that society collapses. And we're like teetering like very closely to being a society that just is a society of overconsumption, right? There's very little creation that happens. And I think that's the thing that disappoints me most about this like amazing, beautiful, like technological like revolution that we live in, is that people are just using it for entertainment. Like, where is like the Mozarts? That like, we're not seeing the Michelangelos and the Mozarts anymore. In some respects, like, there are people who are out there doing some really cool and unique things, but unfortunately we've become a society of consumption. And so I try to be a creator. Like, I'm trying to create my own life every single day. You talked a little bit earlier about, you know, affirmations. Like, I certainly believe in the law of attraction. And I believe in the law of vibration. You know, I mean, affirmations are one thing. I think you can shout affirmations in the mirror all day long if you want to, but I don't think it'll do anything if you aren't vibrating at a level that reflects, you know, who you are. Like, if your vibrational energy like speaks like, I am, you know, if you're shouting into the mirror like, I am wealthy, I am rich, and like your vibrational energy is the opposite of that, nothing is going to happen. And I've done some cool things with manifestation. Like, I actually had something happen the other day, because I just feel like I'm vibrating on such a like unique level right now. We went out to have dinner the other night. It was at the New V Pizza over there in St. Augustine. Took my kids and my wife, and I was up in line, and I ordered for everybody, and I ordered for my wife because there was so many people. And I ordered a pizza for my wife. I wanted spaghetti and meatballs for myself and a pizza for my kids. And somebody walked by with a pepperoni pizza as I just finished my order, and like the line was like through the door, and I was like, dang. I was like, I really want a pepperoni pizza. I wish I would have ordered a pepperoni pizza. And so I go, I'm going to just manifest a pepperoni pizza right now. I sat down. 2 minutes later, a waitress comes over with a pepperoni pizza, and she says, hey, do you guys want this pepperoni pizza? It's on the house. Somebody didn't this was a mess up on the order. And I'm like, thank you. Right. but we're creators, right?
Oh my God.
So the spoon is not real. The spoon is not real. Like I could have sat there in that moment and been like, well, for sure. Like, I should have ordered the pizza, but and I think that goes back to anything like in business, like people are like, oh, I didn't get that deal. Well, like, did you not get that deal? Or are you just now programming yourself to think that you get that deal? Like you can change that.
Yeah.
You're a creator. If you're a creator, then go change that. And so, yeah, I think, we've gotten away from that. I think people's vibrational energy is lower when they're entranced in social media, entranced in pornography. Like you're not vibrating at the level that is your highest self. And so I think that I try to my best, and don't get me wrong. Like I've had scrolling sucks, I'm not going to pretend like I don't, but I try my best to not be a victim of being, consuming social media all the time.
The energy portion where we vibrate at a certain level, and that really creates what's going on in the external world. Such a powerful concept. I would say that concept alone completely changed my life. Back in 2020, I was just vibrating at such a low level, and I was so addicted to the spoon, right? My spoon at the time was being successful externally, like in terms of money and real estate. And I was looking to create this outdoor food hall at the time, and it was so elusive because I was so fearful. I was so fearful of not getting it. I was so fearful of not being enough. And it was like, it just like everything I wanted was so elusive because of the energy that I was at. And eventually I got to a low point. I hit a low point where I was just like, searching for answers. And I came across this book, Letting Go by David Hawkins, the most influential book I've ever read. And it helped me realize that I was so focused on this external spoon, as you call it, but the only thing we ever have is really our internal vibration. And when we vibrate at a certain internal vibration, like a fearful person, right, will find fearful situations. A angry person will find angry situations. A loving person will find loving situations. And I think this like comes back. I'm thinking about your coaching story where you were there with that kid. And because you have a certain internal vibration, you were able to let go and be loving. You were able to vibrate love and I'll be better for you. And that sounded like that changed his life. It changed his trajectory. Like what a pivotal moment for him because you vibrated that way. Whereas if we're vibrating from fear, we're afraid, and fear strikes back fear. You might have come back and you might have handled that different. And that comes back in, I think, a lot of different ways, which came back in you guys winning these championships because you were able to get the best out of them. But it's almost like you weren't even focused on the freaking championship. Like you're not focused on that. You're focused on how can I vibrate at the highest level.
Right. Yeah, I think maximizing human potential is one of the most like unique aspects of one, personal development, and then two, if you're a coach, right, maximizing that out of someone else. I think it was Ed Milet on a podcast say that he heard that someone told him, whatever it was, the definition of heaven and hell is that when you die, going to hell is you look up at the best version of yourself and all the things you had the potential to do and all the things you had the potential to achieve and love and accomplish, and you realize that you died not that person. And and the idea of heaven is that when you die and you realize that person, that maximum potential, all the things that you could achieve and accomplish and love and grow, that's your twin. And so I think about that all the time. Like, I want to achieve and get to that level, but at the same time, I hope that I'm able to nudge, pull, coax, inspire other people to join me in that process.